Hello. Hello, everyone. Be here with you today. And I was thinking about a couple of things. Today, I was thinking about respect. And I was also thinking about honor and respect. Um, I always like to start with a meditation or a poem or prayer or just some way to settle in and to ground into where and who we are. And today I came across this kindness meditation. It's by Julie Henderson. It was written in 2009. And I really felt this would be a great way to begin our conversation, to explore our conversation today around honor and respect. This is a kindness meditation. On this day, I will strive to see the peace that is everywhere and access the abundance of beauty and joy that lie in every moment. It is the eternal now that I am after. I will strive to set aside everything I have learned and presume to know in order to allow new knowledge and new experiences to flood my being. In order to allow new knowledge and new experiences to flood my being, I will strive to be a magnet for powerful, positive, and that have obfuscated my view and distorted my words and actions. I will create a new paradigm that helps me to recognize only the good qualities of the person, place, and thing that composes my environment. I will raise my energy and my light to the highest frequencies of love, generosity, charity, compassion, forgiveness, and truth. I will fill my head with constructive thoughts and images that will help me to further my individual growth. So that I can illuminate and inspire the lives of others, I will learn something new on this day and discover a place I have never before encountered. I will push myself to do, or at least attempt something that I've never imagined I do. I love that. I will push myself to do, or at least attempt something that I never imagined I would be able to do. I will be courteous to people who cross my path, and I will help those in need wherever and whenever I find myself in circumstances that allow me to do so. I will surround myself with beautiful nature and touch the earth to show her my love and gratitude for holding mine and everyone else's weight. I will extend my love to the entire world and cosmos, along with my respect and humbled admiration of the divine sparks of the creative force energy that composes us all. I will love because I can, give because I can, be gracious because I can, be humble because I have every reason to be. I will speak my truth because it is my duty and my joy. I will practice random acts of kindness and go out of my way to establish order within the chaos of our world. I will write a letter to someone I haven't spoken to for a while. I will send a message to someone I love dearly. I will write a poem. I will make art. I will play my guitar and sing. I will volunteer myself to help loved ones and friends. I will eat and drink healthy to show my body my deep gratitude for its existence and the role it plays in protecting my soul and my spirit. I will recite my mantras anytime I feel overwhelmed by thoughts that cause anxiety. I will listen to someone who rarely has the opportunity to be heard. I will be aware of my breath and the rhythm of my heartbeat. I will laugh and forgive myself when I don't remember that I made these promises at the beginning of the day. At the end of the day, I will celebrate and congratulate myself for what I was able to accomplish, Kindness Meditation by Julie Henderson, written in 2009. So I was appreciating this, and I really like this first stanza. On this day, I will strive to see the peace that is everywhere and access the abundance of beauty and joy that lie in every moment. It is the eternal now that I'm after. I will strive to set aside everything I've learned and presume to know. I love this. I will strive to set aside everything I've learned and presume to know. I think we have to do that at this time in order to allow new knowledge and new experiences to flood my being. New knowledge and new experiences to flood my being. And so what is that new knowledge? What is that new experience that I want to flood my being. And there's so many experiences that are available to us every single day. I was listening to Marshall Rosenberg, um, and I heard him make a statement that was so beautiful. And he was recommending a language of life. He was suggesting that there is a language of life. And I, as a writer and as a poet and as a teacher, I find myself always looking for that language. Like, what is that language of life? What is that precious language that encourages life and that brings more life and that brings respect, that brings honor and respect to all of my interactions. We'd like to all be able to extend honor and respect to ourselves and to others, but I think a great way to start is, what does that mean to me? Like, can we each extend respect to ourselves? And if we have the ability to extend respect to ourselves, then we hope that we'll have the ability to extend respect to others. And also for our community, to extend respect to our beautiful earth, and globally to extend honor and respect. When I think of honor and respect, I think of Eleanor Roosevelt did this really powerful, brave United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And it's available online. You can look at it online. There's many places where it's available to be seen. But that really reminds me of what it means to have that level of deep respect. And I mean, it's always a group of people when it comes to the United Nations. Everything is group, done by the group and not by any one individual. But I really appreciate. I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh, this is the extension of respect. This is a representation of an extension of respect that is global. And so I looked it up, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights official document, and the preamble is, whereas recognition of the inherent dignity and the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. Whereas disregard and contempt for human rights have resulted in barbarous acts which have outraged the conscience of humankind, and the advent of a world in which human beings shall enjoy freedom of speech and freedom from fear and want has been proclaimed as the highest aspiration of the common people. And it goes on, whereas it is essential, if a person is not compelled to have recourse as a last resort to rebellion against tyranny and oppression, that human rights should be protected by the rule of law. Whereas it is essential to promote the development of friendly relations between nations, whereas the peoples of the United Nations have the Charter reaffirm their faith in the fundamental human rights and the dignity and worth of the human person and in the equal rights of human beings, and have determined to promote social progress and better standards of life and larger freedom. So I was thinking about honor and respect. And I appreciate that we have the opportunity each day to enter the day with honor and respect. And in order to have honor and respect, I think we also need to have empathy. Like, there's something about accessing our feelings and accessing our empathy that allows us to really extend honor and respect to other beings, to other human beings. And so empathy is something that's really powerful. It's the ability to feel for another person or to kind of step into their shoes or to step into their experience, to step into their world. And so I always think about, well, what is our capacity? What is it that we can do in order to really come into a place of empathy and a place of feeling? Now, I know that for one thing, some of us have been doing our very best not to feel things for a really long time. And we're being given all kinds of wonderful medications that are supposed to stop us from feeling. I think we're one of the only two places in the world where they allow pharmaceutical companies to advertise. And they tell us that, all of the things can be medicated and that we can feel a certain way all of the time. But that's not human. That's not like there's nothing human about that. We need all of our feelings. We need them all, the good ones, the passionate ones, the anger. Anger and passion are flip sides of one another. So we need them. We need all of our feelings because our feelings are telling us what it is that we need, and they're telling us what it is that we don't need, and they're telling us if our needs are being met or not. I tell my students that you know anger tells us that a need isn't being met, and then we can figure out how to meet that need. Hopefully we can figure out how to have that need, and if we can't figure out how to attend to that, then we can ask someone else. We can make an authentic request. We can ask for what we need, and I think that when we are in contact with our feelings, then we can have empathy because then we can touch the feeling of another person. We can feel for another person. So hopefully we can also feel for ourselves. Hopefully we can also attend to what is true about what we feel so that we can begin attending to what it really truly is most essential. So I would wonder, I think about it and I would wonder about, how can I extend respect and how can I receive respect? It would be interesting to think about how can I extend and receive respect, and how can I be in touch with my feelings in such a way that I can experience empathy and really attend to the needs of those that are around me. So not just my own needs and my own thoughts and feelings, but also how to attend to the thoughts and feelings and needs of those that are around me. Because our environment and our atmosphere is really responsible for what we feel just as much as what is internally generated. And so what we want is we want to be able to notice what our atmosphere is showing us, but also to notice what is happening in our deep interior world. And so I thought it was really interesting in thinking about respect that it's a feeling of admiration. It's a noun and a verb, which I also really appreciate that it's an action word. That this ability to respect and to extend honor and respect, it's an action word. And so it is, to admire someone or something deeply as a result of their abilities, qualities, or achievements. And so right now, I think that one of the most important things is that we take courage, that we really honor one another's inherent dignity, as they say in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That it's important that we do that, and that we are able to come into a new language, and that is the language of life. That is the language of supporting life and respecting life for all of humanity. And so I'd like to close with this little poem. It's by a girl, Margaret Shaw. It's from the age of 16. She wrote this when she was 16 years old. And I love this little prayer poem that she wrote. And it says, loving and believing in your goodness, I thank you for the beauty put before me. Asking for serenity and acceptance, I will have the courage to grow. Giving to and respecting all others, may the world be closer to peace. May the world be closer to peace. And so the practice that I would ask is to think about inherent dignity and what inherent dignity means to you, and what does it mean to respect the inherent dignity of others, and what does it feel like in your body when you feel your own inherent dignity, and how can you support and encourage and stand for that inherent dignity and equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family. And so to stand at this time for those rights and for life, for life. So how can we stand for life? What can we do? So how can we extend that respect and that support? How do I receive that respect and that support? How can I respect those that are around me? What kind of impact am I having? Is my respect evident in my words and in my actions toward those that I care about? Walk the beauty way, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday.